Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 379, Subtitles. There's Stanley. He's all covered up because we were outside by the pellet stove, and he didn't want to get up, and I got up, and it was a pain. It was an exercise in pain and graceless pain management as I got up. So anyway, we're here now. Subtitles. Amazon's terms of service. They state it's and there's an ambiguity when it comes to subtitles because it's clumped in with titles. The subtitle section is separate, but it says, and whatever the title requirements are. So let me read it to you. A subtitle is an optional secondary title that contains additional information about the content of your book. Together, your title and subtitle must be 200 characters or less. Your subtitle should adhere to the same guidelines as your title above. So you go up to the title above, and the applicable language is the title field should only contain the actual title of your book as it appears on your book cover. So, and this is where it creates the concerns and the issues. A lot of people, me included, use subtitles that are not on the book cover. However, they are on the book title page. I have all my subtitles on the book title page because I think they're an integral part of the overall reader experience when it comes to getting into my books. And Amazon's, the way they approach this is, unless you're keyword stuffing, they generally don't mess with your subtitles. Your subtitles should improve the reader experience. Always look back to the reader experience when you're doing anything in regards to putting your book on Amazon. Reader experience. A positive reader experience is what Amazon is going for. On your subtitle, let me talk about my probably one of my most my longest, as well as my one that kind of looks keyword stuffed, is a space opera adventure legal thriller. And now those are the main things of this book, which crosses genres, obviously. And it's my most wordy, but I've asked Amazon very, very specifically on this, on a trip down there and in person. That series sells very well, so there's no question about that this book and the series is a positive reader experience. And they said specifically, of course, they don't commit to anything as long as it does not negatively affect the reader experience. But they said, your books are fine. We have no problems with any of your books. So, and if I did receive a warning, I'd remove the subtitles until I added them to the cover, and then I'd add it back in because I believe that they are better for my readership. And I know there's people who state their positions on both sides. Don't do it. It's keyword stuffing. It's cheating. I think ARCs are cheating, but that's just me. They're allowed, so hey, what the hell? The subtitles go back to reader experience. Don't do stuffing like in my example. If I put a lawyer, legal, space, court, drama, cosmos, universe, that's stuffing because that's not how people talk. That's not how people will look at a title. But if they see a space opera, adventure, legal thriller, maybe I could just call it space adventure, legal thriller. I don't know. There are other options I could take. At this point with 14 books, soon to be 15, it probably is the law of diminishing returns. However, that first book, are people getting into it because they think, well, that might be like The Expanse. It might be like this other thing that I like. So I don't know. I'll leave it in there because it's been there from the word go for 3 years, and swapping those around and changing those, that kind of looks like you're gaming the system. But I put it on, and it's on all 14 titles. So anyway, there's my example, and yes, people can watch this video and say, I'm going to go get him. I'm going to report it to Amazon, and okay, yeah, fine. And if they send me a note, I'll tweak it. But otherwise, this is what I do, and I haven't had any problems. And Amazon said it was okay, so I'm leaving it there. And that's my most egregious example. Usually it's a thriller, a space adventure, an coming of age novel, things like that. It describes the book. and a couple instances I put them on the cover, but generally I don't put that stuff on the cover because cover space is at a premium. Maximize the space of the title, the name, and some image, even a series name, putting the series name on there. Also, it all takes real estate, expensive real estate on your cover. Adding in a subtitle, I'd rather just remove it from the product description than try to squeeze it onto the cover. I'd rather have that cover stand alone with that image and the title, drawing the title with the right typography, drawing the reader in. Anyway, there it is. Subtitles, I believe, are yet another opportunity for the algorithm to align people who are looking for certain things with your product, with your book. So alignment of title, subtitle, blurb, keywords in your upload, not advertising keywords, that's something completely different. The keywords in your upload, those 7 spaces with 50 characters each, those things all combine for Amazon to then build up what does your optimal reader look like. And when they have people like that, then they'll show them your book. If your book sells well enough, they'll show them that book on like a page 1 or a page 2 of recommendations, which is important because that's what your critical mass in getting free advertising from Amazon. When people say, hey, I tickled the algo, I got the algo love, that's what they're talking about, where everything's in alignment and Amazon is then showing it to potential buyers. So subtitle, I think, is one part of that overall calculation that determines this book is right for this kind of reader. And then, of course, sales and other stuff like that go into, yes, and this type of reader then buys this book if we show it to them. That's the home run. All right. Hopefully that helped. Subtitles. It's still, if you are completely risk averse, put your subtitle on the cover, or don't use a subtitle if it's not on the cover. But always, whatever you're doing, improve the reader experience. As long as you have a positive reader experience, you're going to be okay. All right. Peace, fellow humans.